What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Telcoin today. It is the 15th day of December, and here we are sitting at about $0.004 with 6 days, 1 hour left in this week. It's more like 6 days left in this week because, man, we are on the last minute of this day, the 15th day of December. It's about to be the 16th, so we're going to see the fresh open, the fresh close of this day here shortly. Hit that like button, subscribe. Let's get into it, my friends. I think Telcoin is presenting an immaculate opportunity here. Right now, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. My thoughts are we're very, very near this golden ratio, but we haven't hit it yet. Yet being the key word, I think we will. And from here, maybe there's some volatility. Maybe we pull back, we find resistance at prior support, and then we go down. It's important not to get overzealous, FOMO. We don't want to be FOMOing out the mouth at any kind of pump, because I do believe that we will go to the golden ratio. Now, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. It is possible that we find support here. We do not have to go lower. It would be very unlikely or uncommon, or I don't know what the right word would be in this situation. Statistically speaking, you're basically guaranteed to go here. But sometimes, even in the face of insurmountable odds like this, sometimes you do find support. If there's enough buying pressure or not enough selling pressure, we just won't go down there. You know what I mean? There are some short-term divergences I want to address too that do suggest that we're at a point of which you can expect a little recovery. As I said, recovery does not mean FOMO in at the top. Have patience and expect the path ahead to come. If we look at this on the 1 hour time frame, sorry. 1 hour time frame, we're missing some stuff. Are we missing the volume? Should be there. Oh right, because we're not on a chart that has volume. That's okay. 1 hour time frame, there is some significant, very sizable bullish divergence there, right? Low here. It's technically not bullish divergence. Technically there is a lower low. My bad, I misspoke. I thought it was bullish divergence, but to some degree, a double bottom is still bullish divergence. But maybe what you do is you take a lower low and you form your technical bullish divergence here, and then you move up, something like that, okay? A little bit lower. But still, double bottom is nice to see. You got that in the stochastics as well. And the MACD is bad, but it's the 1 hour time frame, so the MACD doesn't have as much weight here. We look at the 4 hour time frame. Here's where the bullish divergence comes in, I think. Yes, here you do have higher lows in the RSI. We do have a double bottom. We do have that bullish divergence look, so that's nice to see. 3 hours, 58 minutes left. It is a brand new day today. 4 hour MACD is building bearish momentum. The stochastics are bearish at the moment too. We can go lower. We have bullish divergence here. We can go lower and form another drive of bullish divergence. This bullish divergence would take us all the way back up to about 0.044. Typically with that, you don't move back to where the divergence started, but through where the divergence started. So effectively what we'd be assuming is that we will see a standard retracement or some type of retracement from this high to this low, or whatever the low may be. And assuming that we don't have the low yet, if we were to go lower, and let's say we were to go down here, I think that's where the golden ratio is. It's like right there. Our golden ratio here would be just above where that divergence started, or at least the 382. It's very common to stop just above the 382, and that would be just above as well. So something around 0.045 or higher is what I'm expecting out of this next move up. 0.045 or higher. But first, a little bit of downside, right? Bullish divergence on the RSI. No bullish divergence on the stochastics, bearish MACD. Getting there, but not quite there yet. Daily time frame, the MACD is reset. We're back at the zero. It's a perfect time to accumulate. Stochastics have reset entirely. You're back at the same levels you were the last time that you're at a low here. The time before that you were at a low here. The RSI is at the oversold area, which typically you don't expect to bounce right off the oversold area, but hey, sometimes it happens. And whenever that does happen, you get powerful results. Now, this was a short-lived endeavor, but it was still, 23% in 1 day. That's a powerful result right there. We did go lower, but inevitably we moved higher. Just because we bounce here, and even if we do bounce here, doesn't mean that's the low. We can go lower, but soon enough, I would assume that we are finding our low and progressing to something that's a little bit more notable to the upside, a little bit more exciting. When we look at the weekly time frame, and the main reason we're talking about Telcoin today is I really do think, even here, let alone if you wait for this slightly lower low that I'm calling for, which will be at about, let's see, from a low to a high, it'll be at about 0.037 to 0.035, somewhere in that area. even buying here, I think Telcoin's at an immaculate opportunity because I really do believe that we've got some spectacular growth coming our way. We look at this on the weekly time frame and we zoom out. What you've done effectively since July of 2022 is you've been accumulating. You had a massive sell-off, rounded out your bottom. You didn't really round it out. You kind of like flattened it out, but you did round it out. There's some rounding here. You can see it with your eyes, right? I hope you can see it. I hope I don't have to draw it. I'm going to try to draw it for you. You see the rounding out, right? And with that, we've actually formed a somewhat of a upward sloping structure like this. Okay, it's like a channel. We've back tested this for support several times. The last significant movement that we had was here, and the move before that was here, and the move before that was here, the move before that was here. Each one of these moves, starting from the end of your bear market, more or less right here, have gotten bigger as time has gone on. We haven't seen a move yet that's taken us out of this range, but it doesn't take any like large stretch of the imagination to think that this next move could be bigger than our last move. It could be bigger. In other words, we could from this point here of $0.004 could see a move that takes us beyond 2 cents, beyond 4 cents, maybe even up to new all-time highs whenever this phase of consolidation breaks. And this here, there's a lot of volume. There's some big announcements, some fundamental shifts with Telcoin that happened here. Very big things. They got their own bank, essentially. I think that this move is different than this move was, than this move was, than this move was within this range. And I think this will be the move that takes us higher. This will be the move out of all these moves that provides a higher low. And that'll be something different. Instead of a lower low like all these other moves, something different might produce different results altogether in which we're breaking out of this phase altogether. So that's the expectation. The main reason I'm making this video about Telcoin today, in other words, is because I think we're at a tremendous opportunity here, and the path ahead is riddled with gains to be had. The 786 is your technical next target. No, it's not the golden ratio. Golden ratio is here. We stopped at the golden ratio already. Statistically speaking, you're more likely to break through it this time, and the 786 is just a minimum standard. We could stop there. It's about a 6.3x. Or we could go to the 886, which is at about it's almost a 10x, 9.5x. Spectacular growth, spectacular potential in what one could only assume would happen within the next 3 to 6 months, right? These movements were on the weekly time frame here. This took from the low 6 weeks to fulfill. This took 7 weeks to hit the high from your low there. Once you actually started moving here, not from the low, but when you started moving, it took 5 weeks. And then you topped off sometime later. You had a little bit of a bearish divergence there, a little last push up, but still 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks. I'm not saying 5 weeks to 7 weeks from now we're going to be up at this area. Maybe. But I am saying that when we get started, when this next move gets started, 5 to 6 weeks later, within a month to a month and a half, within a month or two, we should see 2.6 to 4 cents in price, if not higher. And inevitably, I do believe Telcoin will go higher. Inevitably, I really do believe Telcoin could see prices around, if not even just above $1, maybe just below $1 by the end of the cycle. We're not even at half a cent right now. Understand what I'm saying there. The potential here is immense. I mean, just to get to your golden ratio, which isn't even at $1, that's a 240x, you guys. Telcoin absolutely has that potential. And just because it's done this in the past doesn't mean it has to do this now. But if we look in the past, you look at your low, not your all-time low from the Scamwick perspective, but I think this is a more reputable low to consider, right here. From that low to this high, you saw a, let me put this in terms we can understand, because that looks like a big percentage there, and it is. That is a 1,122.5x. Again, from a low to a high, from March 2020 to May of 2021, a year and a month or two later, you saw a 1,122x. Okay? I think by the end of Q1, we can see a 6 to a 9x, a 10x. I think by the end of this cycle, we can handle from here a 230x, which overall would still be intense. It'd still be immense. But it's pretty comparable to what we did last cycle. And the market cap checks out. The golden ratio checks out for all this. I don't know. To me, long-term, sideways, slightly slanted upwards price action is not a bearish thing. That is accumulation. And when this breaks, it's going to be immense. I mean, imagine that I'm wrong, because I can be wrong. I've been wrong before. I will be wrong again. Let's say I'm wrong. I'm going to redraw this fib. That was a pain in the butt to do, but we're just going to redo it. High to low here. Let's imagine I am wrong, and we don't go to the golden ratio. We don't see a 92-cent price or anything near $1 this cycle. Let's say that doesn't happen. Okay, fine. What about the minimum target, which objectively is the 1272? That is the minimum target. I mean, still, that's a 51x. So boo-hoo, you didn't get the 220x you were looking for, but hey, wipe it away with Benjamins, man, because you still got a 52x, 51x to count on there at a minimum from here. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.